Life is impermanent. 30 Zen stories to enlighten and ease life's sufferings. Welcome back, everyone, to Mind Podcast. Reading and enjoying these small stories from the classic Zen forest will help you grasp the unique allure of Zen philosophy in a naturally comfortable way. It helps you understand that although Zen is profound, its form is extremely simple and lively, directly touching the heart without the need for words. Each story in this book fully embodies the wisdom of Zen masters and Buddhist scriptures, containing countless true meanings in life, making it an excellent book for life enlightenment. One Everything for the Self. Zen master Tao Qian befriended Tong Vian on a pilgrimage. Along the way, Tong Vian, unable to endure the hardships of crossing streams and climbing mountains, often complained and wanted to return. Tao Qian comforted him, saying, "We have committed to this pilgrimage and have come a long way. It would be a shame to turn back now. From now on, I will do everything I can to help you on this journey, but there are 4 things I cannot do for you." Tong Vian asked, "What are those 4 things?" Tao Qian calmly replied, "Wearing clothes, eating, urinating, and walking." Tao Qian's words finally enlightened Tong Vian, and from then on he no longer complained. Zen says that attachment to oneself often causes the greatest obstacles, and the biggest enemy is oneself. Zen wisdom: gold flows with the tide but must be mined early. No achievement in this world comes without effort. High buildings start from the ground, and long journeys begin with a single step. Life, suffering, and responsibilities cannot be replaced by others. Everything must be done by oneself. To the nun is female. Zen master Tri Tong, while returning to practice Zen with Zen master Kui Tong, once shouted during the night, "I have achieved enlightenment. I have achieved enlightenment." Many monks were disturbed by his late-night announcement. The next day, Zen master Kui Tong gathered everyone and asked, "Who proclaimed enlightenment last night? Please step forward." Tri Tong stepped out and immediately said, "It was me." Kui Tong, curious about his profound enlightenment, asked, "What have you realized?" Tri Tong replied, "My enlightenment cannot be expressed in words." Kui Tong said, "The Tathagata came to the world to teach and benefit others. Please share it with us." Tri Tong softly said, "The nun is female." This caused the monks to laugh, but Zen master Kui Tong looked at him and said, "Indeed, you have truly achieved enlightenment." The statement, "The nun is female," was a simple truth, yet it was a profound realization for Tri Tong after enduring much hardship. Truth is often very simple, but the process of seeking it is often difficult and complex. 3. The moment is now. A general was troubled by 3 questions and disguised himself as a commoner to seek answers from a Zen master. When he found the Zen master digging in the vegetable garden, he asked, "I have 3 questions. When is the best time to do good? Who is the most important person? What is the most important thing to do?" The Zen master did not answer and continued digging. The general, seeing the old man's weakness, took the hoe and worked in his place, saying, "If you cannot answer, just say so and I will leave." Just then, a seriously injured man stumbled in, and the general bandaged him and placed him in the grass. The next day, the injured man, awakening and seeing the general, asked for forgiveness. The general, puzzled, asked why. The man replied, "During a battle, you killed my brother and took my possessions. I vowed to kill you and ambushed you on the way here but was wounded by your men. I would have died without your help. I now pledge to serve you for the rest of my life." The general was astonished to find his long-standing enemy reconciled. Before leaving, the general asked the Zen master his 3 questions again. The Zen master replied, "I already answered them." The general was confused. The Zen master explained, "Yesterday, if you had not helped me dig, you would have been attacked on your way back. Thus, digging was the most important time. If you had not cared for the injured man, he would have died, and you would not have reconciled. So, he was the most important person. The most important task was caring for him. Remember, the most important time is now, the only time under your control. The most important person is the one with you now. The most important thing is to bring joy to them. This is the purpose of life." The general understood and joyfully descended the mountain with the man. Zen wisdom: causes arise and cease. Only the present exists. To achieve your goals, actively create favorable conditions, but remember, the only time you can control is now. 4. Unshakable by the 8 winds, moved by a fart. Though Zen is intangible, it manifests concretely in practical actions. Only by truly practicing can one understand its meaning and demonstrate the results of Zen practice, rather than using empty words to show off. A famous poem by Soothe describes the ideal state of being unaffected by the 8 winds: praise, ridicule, honor, disgrace, gain, loss, pleasure, and pain. Soothe proudly sent this poem to Zen master Fo Yin, expecting praise. Instead, Fo Yin wrote fart on it and returned it. Soothe was enraged and crossed the river to confront Fo Yin. When Soothe angrily questioned Fo Yin, the master laughed and said, "You claim to be unaffected by the 8 winds, yet a single fart has blown you across the river." Soothe realized his folly and regretted his reaction. Zen wisdom. Zen transcends words and texts. Without true realization, one cannot withstand tests. Achievements come from actions, not words. 5. Humility and sudden enlightenment. A government official, exhausted and hungry from traveling, found himself sharing a meal with an enlightened monk who had also not eaten for days. On the table were 2 bowls of noodles, one large and one small. The official, out of respect, pushed the larger bowl towards the monk. The monk, without hesitation, ate the entire bowl. The official then pushed the smaller bowl towards him, saying, "Master, if you are still hungry, please eat this one too." The monk, again without hesitation, finished the smaller bowl as well. The now extremely hungry official was annoyed and exclaimed, "Though you are an enlightened monk, you have shown no basic courtesy or humility. You are hungry, but so am I. Instead of alleviating my difficulties, you have made them worse. How can you claim to be enlightened? How can you spread compassion?" The monk smiled slowly and said, "First, you offered me the larger bowl, and I wanted to eat it. If I had refused, it wouldn't have been true to my desire. Later, you offered me the smaller bowl, and I also wanted to eat it, so I accepted it. Your acts of humility were sincere, were they not?" The official immediately understood, thanked the monk for his lesson. The point was to eat, and whoever eats, eats. Why bother with unnecessary gestures? Outwardly appearing courteous while harboring inner discontent is contradictory. Etiquette is merely a form, and adherence to it can be a sign of hypocrisy. Genuine sincerity is the true essence of humanity, but humility is not a flaw. Accepting others' humility without expecting excessive reciprocation leads to freedom from distress, self-reliance, and self-salvation. A person facing difficulties went to a temple to pray to Guanyin and found someone identical to Guanyin also bowing before the statue. He asked, "Are you Guanyin?" The figure replied, "I am Guanyin." The person asked, "Then why are you bowing to yourself?" Guanyin smiled and said, "I too face difficulties, but I know that relying on oneself is better than relying on others." Enlightened, the person thanked Guanyin and left the temple. The essence is to awaken the Buddha nature within oneself. All beings share this essence and endure the cycle of suffering due to illusory causes. The Buddha nature of the Buddha, oneself, and all beings are no different. Buddha can rely on himself, and so can we. A devotee seeking shelter from the rain under an eave saw a monk with an umbrella passing by and called out, "Master, please help me. Let me walk with you." The monk replied, "I am in the rain. You are under the eave where there is no rain. You don't need my help." The devotee ran out into the rain and said, "Now I am in the rain too. You must help me." The monk said, "I am in the rain, and so are you. I am not getting wet because I have an umbrella. You are getting wet because you don't. It's not I who helps, but the umbrella. If you want to stay dry, find your own umbrella." And he walked away. Having an umbrella means not getting wet, just as having Buddha nature means not being deluded. On a rainy day, asking others for help while not seeking your own inner Buddha nature is futile. Zen wisdom, self-reliance, and self-salvation, all things depend on oneself. No strife. Monk Dufawn asked Zen master Kaosan, "What is the most valuable thing in the world?" Kaosan looked into the distance and saw a blackened cat carcass hanging from a branch. He said, "The head of a dead cat is the most valuable thing." The monk, puzzled, asked, "Why? People consider it worthless, but you say it is the most valuable." Kaosan laughed and said, "The trunk of a shun tree is large and curved, considered useless by people, so it survives. The bark of a yi tree is excellent, but boats made from it sink, coffins rot, tools break, and house beams become infested. The only use is providing shade. The cat's head is invaluable because no one would offer a price or fight for it, and no one would risk their life for it. The highest state of life is one without strife, priceless, peaceful, and happy. Wealth and fame are merely life's foam and dust. Do not strive for them. Zen wisdom. Spending life in pursuit of fame and fortune leads only to emptiness. Purity and freedom are life's treasures, allowing us to experience life fully, free from worldly harm, and discover life's essence and joy. 8. The old thief teaches his son. A devotee wanted to learn the wooden fish chant but was often rejected. One day, he visited Zen master Wu Shan and sincerely said, "Master, I am foolish and unable to meditate deeply. But the mountain is high, and though I may not reach the summit, I still long for it. Please, can you show me what Zen is like?" Wu Shan replied with a story. A thief's son asked his father, "Father, you're getting old. Teach me the art of thievery so I can make a living." The father agreed and took him to a wealthy man's house at night. Opening a wardrobe with a master key, he locked the son inside and shouted, "Thief, thief," and ran away. The wealthy family checked but found nothing missing and went back to sleep. The boy, locked inside, wondered what to do. Thinking quickly, he mimicked the sound of mice gnawing at clothes. The wife heard and asked the servant to check. As soon as the wardrobe was opened, the boy leapt out, knocked the servant down, blew out the light, and escaped. The family chased him to the riverbank. The boy, in desperation, threw a large stone into the river and escaped another way. Returning home, he recounted the story to his father, who praised him, saying, "You will never starve." The ingenuity born from desperation, just like the thief, is Zen. Zen wisdom. The wisdom of Zen arises from within oneself and cannot always be guided by others. As Wu Shan said, it's the solution found in desperation. Like when the mountain is at its end and the river is exhausted, another village appears amidst the trees. That is Zen. 9. Believing in the horse because of the rains. One time, Zen master Huineng was staying at someone's house. While resting at noon, he heard someone chanting sutras. Huineng leaned closer and felt something was off, so he got up and went to the person chanting and asked, "You often chant sutras. Do you understand the meaning within them?" The person shook his head and said, "Some parts are really hard to understand." Huineng then explained in detail the parts that the person was chanting. He said, "As we age, our hair turns white amid the vanity of fleeting fame. What do we want? When the embers of life are about to extinguish, when the heart and breath are about to stop, what is our final hope? When the body in the grave decomposes into bones, returning to dust, earth back to earth, life becomes nothingness without any feeling. Where will we be?" At that moment, the person felt enlightened, as if he could see the light of life hidden in the shadows. The person then asked Huineng to explain a few more words in the Buddhist scriptures. Unexpectedly, Huineng laughed and said, "I am illiterate. Ask me the direct meaning." The person was astonished and said, "You don't even know how to read. How can you understand the meaning? How can you comprehend Buddhist principles?" Huineng laughed and said, "When riding a horse, you don't necessarily need reins. They are for beginners. Once you master it, you can ride freely wherever you want without reins." Zen wisdom. The profound meaning of Zen has nothing to do with riding. Words are just tools. Understanding relies on the heart, which is enlightenment, not words. 10. No difference between men and women. Zen master Long Tan often went to Truk Lam Zen temple to teach and preach to the bhikkhunis, nuns there. After preaching, Long Tan would customarily engage in discussions with the nuns, answering many of their questions. During one such session, a bhikkhuni approached Zen master Long Tan and asked, "How should I practice in this life to be reborn as a man in the next?" Long Tan asked her, "How long have you been a nun?" The bhikkhuni replied, "What does my past time as a nun have to do with the future? I just want to know if I can become a man in the next life." Long Tan asked again, "So what are you now?" The bhikkhuni answered, "I am a woman, can't you see?" Zen master Long Tan said, "You are a woman, but who can see that you are a woman? In terms of gender, from a Buddhist perspective, when you cultivate to the level of a bodhisattva, you will appear in a female form. When you reach the level of a tathagata, you will appear in a male form." The bhikkhuni immediately attained enlightenment. Zen wisdom. The differences between men and women are worldly transformations. In nature, there is no singular form. Eliminating the distinctions in our minds allows us to treat all beings equally without attachment. 11. A life without faults. There was a head cook responsible for cooking at a Zen monastery, a highly respected position. To do this job well, one not only had to cook deliciously, but also had to be economical with rice, food, oil, and salt, ensuring nothing was wasted. Zen master Shixiang had held this position at many monasteries, managing the kitchen at the monastery of Zen master Weishan. One day, while sifting rice, Zen master Weishan came by and said, "Do not let a single grain of rice fall to the ground, as it is the offering from benefactors." Shixiang replied, "I have never let a grain fall." Weishan looked around, picked up a grain of rice from the ground, and said, "You say you didn't let any fall, so where did this grain come from?" Shixiang was silent, unable to respond. Zen master Weishan continued, "Do not underestimate this one grain, for hundreds of thousands of grains grow from this single one." Shixiang then seized the opportunity to ask, "So where did this grain come from?" Weishan did not answer, laughed, and returned to his room. Later that afternoon, he appeared in the Zen hall and said, "Listen everyone, there are weevils in the rice. One grain can produce thousands of others, so where does one grain come from? Naturally, it comes from thousands of grains. One produces all phenomena. All phenomena return to one." Weishan naturally understood this simple truth, but he waited until the afternoon to say, "There are weevils in the rice," to awaken the monks. Zen wisdom. The koan "one produces all phenomena" brings us closer to the truth of existence in non-existence, returning to the essence of non-arising and non-perishing from the flourishing of all things. 12. Compassionate wisdom. Zen master Hui Tanzushi, also known as Bao Jue, from Nanhong, Guangdong, had close ties with scholar Huang Shangu. One day, Huang Shangu visited to discuss Zen. Zen master Hui Tang asked, "Confucius did not speak of the supernatural or mysterious things. Isn't that similar to Zen practice? What do you think?" Huang Shangu replied, "I am not very sure about this." The two then went for a walk in the mountains, seeing flowers blooming everywhere, and inhaling the fragrant aroma. Zen master Hui Tang asked, "What do you think? Can you smell the fragrance?" Huang Shangu replied, "Yes, it smells wonderful." Zen master Hui Tang said, "So I'm not hiding anything from you." Huang Shangu pretended to understand but did not truly grasp it. Later, as they returned for lunch, Huang Shangu asked, "Zen master, in the sutras it says both sentient and non-sentient beings possess complete wisdom. Is this true?" Zen master Hui Tang replied, "This is true, but because it comes from your mouth, it is not true." Huang Shangu, puzzled, asked, "Why is that?" Zen master Hui Tang did not answer directly but instead hit the table with his chopsticks, and a dog under the table yelped and ran away. Hui Tang said, "Dogs as sentient beings run when struck, while the table being non-sentient remains unaffected. How can sentient and non-sentient beings become one?" Huang Shangu was perplexed but later understood. Hui Tang clarified, "Mountains have mountain spirits, water has water spirits, flowers have flower spirits, and trees have tree spirits, all displaying wonderful functions. Green bamboo contains prajna, and yellow flowers are true dharma. Therefore, sentient and non-sentient beings can possess complete wisdom." Although initially confused, Huang Shangu eventually realized, using intellect to understand is not the Zen way. All things naturally possess their essence without bias. Huang Shangu finally attained enlightenment. As the saying goes, those who are deeply emotional are the most sincere. Sentient and non-sentient beings are truly one. This is the wisdom of Zen. 13. Handling matters calmly. When Master Ban Bang spoke about Zen, people from different schools and backgrounds welcomed his teachings. His sermons did not rely on quoting sutras or indulging in academic discussions. His words touched the hearts of his listeners. His audience grew larger, which displeased a Nichiren sect priest, whose followers flocked to hear Ban Bang's Zen teachings. The priest, egocentric and resentful, decided to confront Ban Bang at his temple for a debate, determined to win. "Master Ban Bang, I hear everyone who comes to listen to you adores and obeys you, but I for one do not. Can you make me submit?" Ban Bang replied calmly, "Come closer and I will show you." The priest arrogantly pushed through the crowd and stepped forward. "Stand on my left," Ban Bang said with a smile. The priest moved to his left. Better yet, move to my right so we can sit closer and talk. The priest strutted forward to his right. Banbang said gently, "See, you have already obeyed me. I wish you to be someone easy to approach." Zen wisdom. People living together must learn tolerance. Trying to change others leads to mutual unhappiness and conflict. 14. Eliminating vanity. Zen Master Dongshan sensed that his time to depart from the world was approaching. When this news spread, people from all over hurried to see him, including envoys from the imperial court. Master Dongshan came out with a serene smile and saw the gathered monks and disciples. He said loudly, "I have been entangled in a bit of worldly vanity, and now I am about to shed this shell. Who among you can help me eliminate this vanity?" The hall was silent. No one knew what to do, and the monastery was filled with stillness. Suddenly, a young monk who had only been on the mountain for a few days stepped forward and, after a respectful bow, asked in a loud voice, "May I ask, what is the master's Dharma name?" As soon as he finished speaking, everyone glared at him angrily. Some whispered that the novice was disrespectful and rude to the Zen master, while others were angry at his ignorance, causing an uproar in the hall. Hearing the young monk's question, Master Dongshan laughed heartily and said, "Well, now I am free from vanity. This young monk is indeed clever." He then sat down, folded his hands, closed his eyes, and passed away. Tears streamed down the young monk's face as he looked at his master's body, feeling fortunate to have helped his master rid himself of vanity before his passing. Shortly after, the young monk was surrounded by others who reproached him, saying, "Is there any reason for this? How could you not know the Dharma name of Zen Master Dongshan? What are you doing here?" The young monk looked around at the people and said with difficulty, "He is my master. How could I not know his Dharma name?" "Then why did you ask such a question?" they demanded. The young monk replied, "I asked to help him eliminate his vanity." Zen wisdom. The world is noisy because of fame. The world is restless because of profit. Many people spend their lives chasing fame and profit. How many can truly let go of fame and profit? 15. The third golden man. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates said that the heavens gave humans 2 ears, 2 eyes, but only 1 mouth, so they could listen and see more and speak less. This succinctly and vividly highlights the importance of listening. Long ago, an envoy from a small country brought 3 identical golden statues to China, causing the old Chinese king great joy. However, the envoy also presented a puzzling challenge. Which of these 3 golden statues is the most valuable? The king tried various methods, inviting jewel experts to examine, weigh, and scrutinize the statues, but they were identical. What to do? Could the mighty empire not solve such a simple problem? Finally, the king reluctantly invited the great Zen master Goguo, hoping he could use his Zen wisdom to resolve the issue. The king summoned the envoy to the great hall, and the Zen master skillfully took 3 stalks of wheat. He inserted a stalk into the ear of one golden statue, and it came out the other ear. For the second statue, the stalk went straight out of the mouth. For the third statue, the stalk went in and remained inside, with no movement. The Zen master said, "The third golden statue is the most valuable." The envoy was silent. The answer was correct indeed. Zen wisdom. The most valuable person is not necessarily the one who talks the best. The heavens gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, intending for us to listen more than we speak. The person who listens well is the most mature and has the most fundamental quality. 16. The Zen master interprets dreams. Life's misfortunes are inevitable. But if you know how to seize opportunities and swim against the current, it often leads to the scenario. At the end of the mountain in water, there is no way out. In the shadows of willows and flowers, there is another village. A scholar on his 3rd trip to the capital for exams stayed at a secluded Zen monastery. Before the exam, he had 3 dreams. In the first dream, he planted vegetables on a wall. In the second dream, on a rainy day, he wore a hat and carried an umbrella. In the third dream, he lay naked, back to back, with his beloved cousin. The clear dream scenes left the scholar bewildered, so he rushed to find a fortune teller to interpret them. The fortune teller said, "Master, you should go home. Think about it. Planting vegetables on a wall is futile. Wearing a hat and carrying an umbrella is redundant. And lying naked with your cousin back to back, means you want to but can't do anything. After hearing the fortune teller's words, the scholar felt thunderstruck. Wanting to take the exam for the third time with such ominous signs, he felt utterly pessimistic and returned to the monastery to pack his belongings to go home. The old Zen master in the monastery was curious and asked the scholar, "Aren't you going to take the exam? Why are you going home today? Did something happen?" The scholar confessed everything. The old Zen master, overjoyed, said, "Oh, I can also interpret dreams. I believe you will certainly pass this time. Think about it. Planting vegetables on a wall means a high success rate. Wearing a hat and carrying an umbrella means you are well prepared this time. Lying back to back with your cousin means you will touch each other when you turn over." The scholar, hearing this, felt the old Zen master was right and went to the exam with a positive spirit, eventually ranking third in the imperial exam. Zen wisdom. The same dream, different interpretations due to different mindsets. Everything depends on the mindset. A positive mindset leads to positive actions and often ideal results. Not one but both get wet. One day the Zen master called his 3 disciples and wrote a poem. The rain falls steadily on 2 people walking, enduring the sky, neither gets wet. Then the master asked the disciples, "Now, tell me how you understand this poem. Why does neither get wet?" The first disciple said, "2 people walking in the rain, one of them not getting wet, must be because that person is wearing a raincoat." The Zen master made no comment and asked another disciple, "What is your understanding?" The second disciple said, "The first one is wrong. The answer can't be that simple. 2 people walking in the rain, one not getting wet, is quite strange. I think it must be a localized shower with rain falling in one place but not another. So 2 people walking in the rain means one didn't get wet." The Zen master smiled but still did not comment. The third disciple said, "The reasons given by the first 2 are too forced. One wearing a raincoat, the other a localized shower. It's much simpler than that. One person didn't get wet because they were walking under an eave. When it rains, you don't get wet under the eaves." Feeling smug, he thought the Zen master would praise him, but the master did not. After a while, the Zen master smiled and said to all 3 disciples, "Today, I asked you this question, and none of your answers satisfied me. You have been with me daily studying the Buddhist teachings, but you have made no progress. Do you know why?" All 3 disciples looked at each other, heads bowed in shame. The Zen master continued, "The reason for your lack of progress is that you are stuck on the surface, lost in the horns. Take today's question as an example. You all got stuck on the phrase, 'neither gets wet,' so you couldn't come up with the right answer. Actually, the phrase, 'neither gets wet' simply means, 'both got wet.'" Zen wisdom. In anything you do, pay attention to enlightenment. If you remain on the surface, bound by the literal meaning, you will never reach true wisdom. 18. Cutting off a finger to teach a student. One evening at Zen Master Kinhwa Kuchi's dojo, during a drizzly rain, a nun named Shiji arrived. Without announcing herself or removing her hat, she walked straight into the Zen hall, circled around Master Kuchi 3 times with her staff, and said, "If you can explain the meaning of enlightenment, I will take off my hat." She repeated this question 3 times, but Master Kuchi did not know how to respond. Frustrated, Shiji waved her sleeve and prepared to leave. Feeling ashamed, Master Kuchi politely said, "It's already dark. Please stay the night." Shiji stopped and said, "If you can give me a reason, I will stay." Master Kuchi was still at a loss for words. Later, Zen Master Tianlong arrived and Kuchi recounted Shiji's question to seek Tianlong's insight. Tianlong simply raised his index finger, and Kuchi was instantly enlightened. From then on, whenever someone asked about Zen or Buddhist teachings, Master Kuchi would raise his index finger, and the students would understand. This became known as Kuchi's one finger. One of Kuchi's disciples imitated his master. Whenever someone sought the way and Kuchi was not around, the disciple would raise his index finger, regardless of the question. One day, Kuchi called this disciple to the Dharma hall and asked, "Do you understand Buddhism?" The disciple replied, "Yes." Kuchi then asked, "What is Buddha?" The disciple naturally raised his index finger. Kuchi immediately cut off the disciple's finger with a knife. The disciple cried out in pain, and Kuchi asked again, "What is Buddha?" The disciple instinctively tried to raise his finger but realized it was gone, and at that moment, he was enlightened. Master Tianlong's single finger taught Ku Chi the truth that one is the principle and there is no two or three. From then on, he used the single finger to teach his students. The disciple's imitation of the finger gesture without understanding led Zen into a meaningless form. Ku Chi's act of cutting off the finger was to break this formality, moving from the visible to the invisible, returning to the heart of Zen, enabling the disciple's enlightenment. Zen wisdom. The Buddha in the heart is not the Buddha in the eyes of the world. The mystery of Zen does not need written words. Enlightenment is in the heart. Seeking Zen is not about pretending to be profound. Its truth lies in returning to nature. The Buddha is formless, which is the heart. Seeking the Buddha is to see one's heart and return to the essence. 19. The eye of the flesh and the eye of the mind. The Caodong school is one of the 5 schools of Chinese Zen Buddhism, founded by the duo Zen master Dongshan Liangjie and Zen master Kaoshan Benji in 857, hence named Caodong school. During the Southern Song dynasty, the Caodong school flourished, spreading the Zen atmosphere far and wide, rivaling the Linji school in scale. One day, Zen master Yunyan was making shoes when Zen master Dongshan walked by. Seeing this, Dongshan asked, "Master, can I do the same as you?" Yunyan replied, "Tell me." Dongshan candidly said, "I want to have your eyes." Yunyan calmly responded, "You want my eyes? What about your own eyes?" Dongshan said, "I have no eyes." Yunyan sneered and said, "If you had eyes, where would you place them?" Dongshan was at a loss for words. Then Yunyan said very seriously, "I think the eyes you want are not mine, but your own eyes." Dongshan changed his tone and said, "Actually, I don't want eyes." Yunyan couldn't bear the contradiction in his words and said loudly, "Leave me alone." Dongshan was not surprised and sincerely said, "I will leave, but I have no eyes and can't see the way." Yunyan touched his heart and said, "Why didn't you tell me this earlier, and still say you can't see?" Finally, Dongshan was enlightened. The eye of the flesh sees the long and short, the square and round, the green, red, white of the world, a perspective limited to appearances and phenomena. The eye of the mind observes the essence and nature of everything in the universe, a comprehensive view that unites inside and out. No wonder Dongshan, despite having physical eyes, couldn't see the way ahead. When Yunyan explained the wonder of the eye of the mind, Dongshan was enlightened. Zen wisdom. If the eye of the flesh is for observing the world, then the eye of the mind is for contemplating human affairs. Relying on one's heart with wisdom is better than relying on the eyes for wisdom. 20. Moderate charity. Zen Master Fo Guang wanted to develop Buddhism and started many projects within Buddhism. His disciples, to fulfill the Master's ideals, worked hard, encouraging believers to donate and make merit. Once, Zen Master Fo Guang returned from spreading the Dharma, and the disciples eagerly reported their achievements in fundraising. Disciple Pu Dao proudly said, "Master, today a great donor contributed 100 taels of silver to help build our great hero hall." Disciple Pu Dai, hearing this, also reported, "Master, Layman Chen from the city visited you, and I took him to various halls to make offerings. He donated enough food for us for a year." Master Shan Deng, the temple guest master, and others spoke of the devout generosity of the believers to Zen Master Fo Guang. Seeing this, Zen Master Fo Guang frowned, stopping everyone from speaking, and said to his disciples, "You have worked hard, but unfortunately too much fundraising is not meritorious." The disciples didn't understand and asked, "Why is raising more money not a good thing?" Zen Master Fo Guang said, "If we enrich the believers and make them prosperous, Buddhism will be prosperous. We can't always ask believers to donate for this or that Buddhist cause. Isn't it foolish to kill the chicken for its eggs? If one day the believers can no longer support us, what will protect Buddhism's Great Wall?" Zen Master Fo Guang's profound words are worth pondering. The charity Zen Master Fo Guang spoke of should be carried out under the principle of not causing suffering or distress, and charity should be persistent, not forced. Buddhist practitioners with Zen should think not only for themselves but also for others. Can it be said that Zen practitioners only value enlightenment and not compassion? Zen wisdom, moderate charity, persistence. If one can regulate the amount in life, everything will naturally go smoothly. and the mind will be at peace. 21. Eating and sleeping as practice. The Zen masters after Zen master Huineng followed Huineng's method of Zen practice, acting straightforwardly, disregarding formalities, increasingly integrating Zen into daily life, forming an attitude of going with the flow. Zen Buddhism emphasizes the essence, not emptiness. Daily activities such as eating, living, and sleeping are expressions of the essence. Ordinary behaviors following nature are both methods of Zen and realms of Zen practice. A disciple asked Zen master Huineng, "Master, what makes you different from others that you can live so freely and comfortably?" Huineng replied, "Nothing really. If there's any difference, it's that when I'm sleepy, I sleep, and when I'm hungry, I eat." The disciple was astonished, asking, "What's different about that? Everyone does that." Huineng laughed heartily and said, "When I eat, I just eat without thinking about anything else, eating comfortably and at peace. When I sleep, I just sleep, never having nightmares, sleeping comfortably and freely." After a pause, Huineng continued, "But worldly people, when eating, worry about how to prevent others from taking their wealth, not tasting the sweetness of food. When sleeping, they think about how to take others' possessions, thinking endlessly. Does it seem that everyone is like that?" The disciple felt deeply enlightened and said, "So, we need to maintain a normal heart to feel this world with our hearts." "Yes, that's true," the Zen master joyfully said. "You have begun to enter the path by maintaining a normal heart. When you can do it without holding on to a normal heart, always in that state, you will truly be enlightened." Zen wisdom: welcome what comes, let go of what goes, be at peace with the present, neither rejecting nor seeking. Zen wisdom lies not in chanting scriptures or worship, but in the realization of every moment in daily work and life. 22. The salt-dissolving lesson. The purpose of practicing Zen is enlightenment, but what is the benefit of enlightenment? Buddhism believes that for an enlightened person, they can let go of anything, remain fearless in the face of great calamities, adapt without changing their true nature, and achieve lasting happiness and joy amidst the swirling red dust of life. A student came to the Zen hall to consult the master. "Master, I often strike the wooden fish, read scriptures, sleep, and wake up early without any distracting thoughts. Among all the students here, none are as diligent as I am, yet I cannot attain enlightenment. Why is that?" The Zen master handed the student a gourd and a chunk of salt, saying, "Take this gourd, fill it with water, and dissolve the chunk of salt in it. Then you will be enlightened." The student did as instructed but returned shortly saying, "The gourd is too small and there's too much salt. I can't dissolve all the salt. I still can't attain enlightenment." The master took the gourd, poured out some water, shook it a few times, and the salt dissolved completely. The Zen master kindly said, "Being diligent all day without maintaining an ordinary mind is like trying to dissolve salt in water that you can't shake or stir. How can you attain enlightenment this way?" The student asked, "Does that mean one doesn't need to be diligent to attain enlightenment?" The master replied, "A string that is too tight will break. A string that is too loose won't produce sound. A balanced mind is the root of the way." Finally, the student had a sudden realization. One who constantly seeks enlightenment quickly will never attain it. Zen wisdom. In this world, do not be fixated on rapid progress. Studying without flexibility will not yield results. Leave some space for yourself to maneuver. Allow time for reflection. Neither rushing nor slowing down, neither too tight nor too loose, is the threshold to enter the way. 23. Tranquil mind, great enlightenment. One day, several disciples were fiercely debating the meaning of great enlightenment. They went to Master Ji-chan and asked, "In this world, what is great enlightenment?" Master Ji-chan smiled and said, "Great enlightenment lies in a tranquil mind." The disciples were somewhat puzzled. Before lunch, Master Ji-chan led them to a pear grove behind the mountain. The pears on the trees were mostly ripe, red, and emitting a sweet fragrance. Master Ji-chan instructed 2 disciples to pick a basket of pears. Then he invited the disciples to enjoy the pears right there. The pears were as sweet as honey. After eating, Master Ji-chan led them to a small pond, scooped up some pond water to drink, and asked the disciples to do the same. The disciples drank a few sips of the pond water and found it quite sweet. Master Ji-chan asked, "How is the pond water?" The disciples smacked their lips and replied, "The pond water is sweeter than the water we usually fetch from afar. From now on, we can fetch water from this pond to drink." Master Ji Chan then had a disciple fetch a bucket of pond water. After lunch, he had the disciples taste the fetched pond water again. This time, they all spat it out, frowning because it was bitter and had a grassy taste. Master Ji Chan explained, "Why does the same pond water taste different? It's because, before you tried the pond water the first time, you had eaten pears, and the lingering taste of pears masked the bitterness." The disciples nodded in agreement. Master Ji Chan then profoundly said, "In this world, some things, even if we personally experience them, might not reveal their true nature." Zen wisdom. Sometimes we are misled by the superficial and illusory appearances of things. Great enlightenment means discarding the illusions and vanity with a calm heart. 24 Daoxin defies the emperor's decree. During the Tang Dynasty, Master Daoxin, the fourth patriarch, stayed in the Yellow Plum Tree Temple for over 30 years. In the reign of Emperor Taizong, Daoxin's revered presence prompted the emperor to send an envoy, hoping to invite Daoxin to the capital. When the envoy conveyed the emperor's wish, Daoxin replied, "Please thank the emperor for his kind invitation. I am old and accustomed to the mountains. I no longer wish to enter the bustling city." The envoy relayed Daoxin's words to Emperor Taizong. Undeterred, the emperor sent another envoy, but again Daoxin declined, citing old age and illness. Feeling slighted, Emperor Taizong ordered the envoy to escort Daoxin to the capital, even threatening him with a sword if he refused. Daoxin calmly extended his neck and showed no fear, astonishing the envoy, who regretted his threat and reported back to the emperor. Moved by Daoxin's determination, Emperor Taizong honored his wish, sending precious silks to support his practice in the mountains. Zen wisdom. Everyone has their own aspirations. Some yearn for wealth and honor, while others seek a life of meditation in the mountains. Great men with grand aspirations cannot be swayed, even by emperors. 25 The stone for washing feet. National Master Meng Song of Tianlong Temple served as the imperial advisor for 7 dynasties, receiving long-lasting favors from the court and earning the love of Buddhists in the public. One day, while passing by Miaoxin Temple on his way to the capital, he stopped to visit Zen Master Guanshan. Wearing a patched kasaya, Guanshan greeted him warmly. Unable to offer lavish hospitality, Guanshan took some money from a stone box and asked his attendant to buy some baked cakes to serve the national master. Mun Song, touched by Guanshan's sincerity, graciously accepted and ate the cakes before leaving. When Mun Song usually traveled to the imperial palace, he was accompanied by many attendants, creating a grand spectacle. One day, as Mun Song's palanquin passed by Miaoxin Temple, he saw Guanshan sweeping leaves, gathering them for firewood. Mun Song sighed to his attendant, "My lineage has been surpassed by Guanshan." Whenever Guanshan visited Mun Song, he first washed his feet in a stream to avoid dirtying the temple. Later, Mun Song instructed the monks at Tianlong Temple to place a large flat stone by the stream for Guanshan's convenience. When Guanshan learned that Mun Song had arranged this, he remarked, "The national master is truly remarkable. His foundation is stronger and more enduring than this stone." Zen wisdom. Practicing Zen is about learning to be a true person. Zen arises from understanding humanity. 26. The weeping woman becomes the laughing woman. When a Zen master was traveling, he stayed at an old woman's house for a few days. This woman was constantly crying, which troubled the Zen master. He asked her, "Why do you cry all day? Is there something sorrowful? Maybe I can help you understand." The old woman replied, "I have 2 daughters. The eldest is married to a shoemaker and the youngest to an umbrella seller. When it's sunny, I worry about my younger daughter who sells umbrellas. When it rains, I worry about my elder daughter who sells shoes, so I cry every day because of them." The Zen master said, "I see, but you're thinking in the wrong way." The old woman said, "What's wrong with a mother worrying about her daughters? I know worrying doesn't help, but I can't control myself." The Zen master gently suggested, "It's not wrong to worry about your daughters, but why not be happy for them instead? On sunny days, think about how well your elder daughter's shoe shop must be doing. On rainy days, think about how your younger daughter's umbrellas must be selling well. You should rejoice for them every day, not sorrow. The old woman understood immediately. From then on, whether it rained or shone, she smiled brightly, transforming from a weeping woman to a laughing woman. Zen wisdom. Changing your perspective can completely change your experience. Isn't life the same? The opposite of sorrow is joy. The opposite of crying is laughing. Humans have two eyes to see things from different angles. 27. The Six Senses and the Six Realms. Zen Master Yangshan once asked Master Hongyan, "Why can't we quickly recognize our true selves?" Master Hongyan replied, "Let me use this analogy. It's like a house with 6 windows. Inside the house, there's a gorilla jumping around while 5 other gorillas outside chase it. The inner gorilla responds to the 6 windows, shouting and reacting. The 6 gorillas, 6 windows. It's hard to recognize which one is your true self." Upon hearing this, Yangshan realized that Hongyan was referring to our 6 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, chasing after the 6 external stimuli: sights, sounds, smells, tastes, touch, and thoughts, creating constant noise and confusion. Yangshan then bowed in gratitude and said, "Master, your analogy is enlightening, but what if the inner gorilla sleeps and the outer ones want to meet it?" Hongyan stepped off the bed, pulled Yangshan, and urgently said, "It's like a scarecrow in a field to ward off birds. How can it keep all creatures at bay?" Finally, Yangshan attained enlightenment. Why can't we recognize ourselves? Mainly because our true mind is clouded by the weariness of worldly affairs, like a mirror covered in dust cannot reflect clearly. 28. The mind is the Buddha. Zen Master Damai studied Zen for many years, diligently, yet he could not attain enlightenment. One day, he asked Master Mazu, "What is Buddha?" Mazu replied, "The mind is Buddha. Buddha is the mind." Damai suddenly became enlightened. After attaining enlightenment, Damai left Mazu to spread the Dharma. When Mazu heard that Damai had become enlightened, he doubted it, thinking, how could he attain enlightenment so quickly after so many years of studying without success? I must send someone to test him. So he sent a disciple to inquire. The disciple asked Damai, "Brother, what did the master say that enlightened you?" Damai replied, "The mind is Buddha. Buddha is the mind." The disciple said, "But now the master says it's neither mind nor Buddha." Damai asked, "Oh, what does he say now?" The disciple replied, "The master now often says neither mind nor Buddha." Damai laughed and said, "The old monk is just causing trouble. I won't concern myself with his neither mind nor Buddha. I will stick to the mind is Buddha." When the disciple reported back to Mazu, Mazu was moved and said, "The fruit is truly ripe," acknowledging that Damai had indeed attained enlightenment. Zen wisdom. One must have one's own convictions, believing in one's correctness. Be self-confident, self-reliant, self-respecting, and not swayed by others' opinions. 29. The flash of enlightenment. A disciple asked the Zen master, "Master, how can one purify the body and mind?" The Zen master laughed and said, "A man once had his fortune told and was told that his eyebrows were full of light, indicating he would become rich that day. So he went to the bank, reaching for the gold and silver in the vault, only to be caught and sent to the authorities. The magistrate asked, 'How dare you steal in broad daylight?' The man replied, 'I only saw the money, I didn't see anyone else.'" The Zen master continued, "A person with a Zen heart only sees the mundane world." The disciple asked again, "Then how can one become a Buddha?" The Zen master sternly said, "You've traveled through temples and forests, but have you found a place to settle your mind? If you only climb mountains and cross rivers, you'll just wear out your shoes, waiting for the king of hell to collect the cost of your shoes." The disciple persisted, "How can one become a Buddha?" The Zen master clapped his hands and laughed, saying, "If you have a determined will, throw away the worn shoes, run barefoot, free from any bindings, free from any worries about worn shoes or the cost of shoes. With an undetermined will, your mind is filled with thoughts, worries too much, full of burdens, and no place to settle." The disciple looked at his straw sandals. A flash of golden enlightenment appeared, and he suddenly understood. A determined will is most important. With it, external constraints don't matter. Thoughts and concerns can't occupy the mind, and you will naturally find a place of peace and purpose. 30. Only by transcending the material. One evening, under a bright moon, Zen Master Mazu Daoyi and his 3 close disciples, Shi Duan Jizang, Bai Hai and Nan Quan Pu Yuan went to enjoy the moonlight. Mazu Daoyi asked, "How do you see this mirror?" Shi Duanjizan replied, "This is a good time for incense offering, scripture reading and Buddha worship." Bai Hai said, "This is the best time for striking the wooden fish and Zen meditation." Nan Quan Pu Yuan, deep in thought, said nothing, brushed his sleeves and left. Mazu Daoyi sighed. Scripture enters the store, Zen returns to the ocean, only Nan Quan Pu Yuan transcends the material. Mazu Daoyi used the moonlit scenery to help his three disciples understand the essence of Zen. Shi Duanjizan was obsessed with scriptures, Bai Hai was attached to the practice of Zen, but only Nan Quan Pu Yuan was not attached, transcending all forms, reaching absolute freedom. Later, all three disciples attained enlightenment, becoming famous Zen masters and establishing their own schools, spreading Mazu Daoyi's Zen teaching. Zen wisdom. The principle of action is not to cling to any single thing, to encompass all things. Those with such a mindset can transcend events, using universal principles to approach any situation, achieving self-realization and understanding. Lying meditation, unexpected benefits, secrets to awakening and achieving divine unity. You are likely aware of the health benefits of meditation, but few understand how it specifically heals the body and the methods to maximize its healing effects. Today, I will introduce a new perspective on healing meditation, its principles and practice. First, let's explore the history of the universe's formation. In the primordial times before the universe took shape, there existed a superlative intelligence, the wisdom of nature. This intelligence includes the laws, constants, and modes of movement that form the vast universe we see today. Life is diverse, but it can only form when there's a balance of yin and yang. In our solar system, planets that are too hot or too cold are lifeless. Only our Earth, with a stable surface temperature maintaining water in liquid and gaseous states, is suitable for life. For a tree to thrive, it needs sufficient elements such as soil, water, light, wind, and air. A lack of harmony in any of these 5 elements can hinder its growth, affecting the plant. The human body is a microcosm, a component of nature, and thus requires the same essential elements for life. Humans fall ill when the body loses its balance. So how can we maintain our health and keep our bodies in the best possible state? By learning how to rebalance the body. Balancing the body involves several factors, including diet, rest, exercise, and meditation. So, how do we eat to stay balanced? What water should we drink, and how much? What is the proper way to sleep? How should we rest and exercise? How should we meditate? The first point to explain is why it's called balancing meditation. Our bodies are divided into left and right parts, with the left side controlling the right and the right brain controlling the left. Your body constantly sends feedback to the brain about its balance. For example, when you stand slightly leaning forward, various muscles in your legs and sides automatically activate to keep you from falling forward. This mechanism operates very subtly, often without your conscious awareness, functioning instinctively, which is why many people aren't aware that some muscles are always working to maintain balance. Line balancing meditation involves bringing the body to its most balanced state possible by relaxing all the muscles that are subtly active without your conscious knowledge, returning the body to its most natural, restful state during both meditation and sleep. Meditation before sleep involves 2 fundamental aspects of our universe: energy and vibration. These are essentially the same. Higher vibrations correspond to higher energy, and vice versa. When all your muscles are relaxed, you don't waste energy during meditation or sleep, allowing your body to rest fully. As you know, meditation is about absorbing cosmic energy. When energy enters the body, it initially causes gross vibrations, which become more subtle over time. When your body is balanced and resting, meaning you no longer feel your body parts, energy can flow through your body unobstructed, encountering no hindrances. Experienced meditators know that where the mind focuses, energy follows. Even blood flow follows this focus. If there are sensory feedback signals, energy may concentrate in unwanted areas, reducing the healing effect and causing imbalance. When the body is completely relaxed, areas of pain or imbalance will send signals to the brain, increasing focus on those areas. Cosmic energy will then concentrate on these points, initiating the healing process. First, wear comfortable, loose clothing. Adjust the room temperature to a comfortable level, neither too hot nor too cold. Set the lighting to a moderate level, not too bright or too dark. Lie on a flat surface. If on a mattress, use a firm one. Place a thin towel under your head and try to align your spine as straight as possible. A useful tip is to lift and set down your hips, back, and head a few times to find alignment. The towel under your head is crucial because if the contact point between your head and the surface is small, prolonged lying can cause discomfort, sending pain signals to your brain, hindering meditation. Additionally, a thin towel helps you find the balance point of your head more easily. Position your legs shoulder-width apart, ensuring they are neither too wide nor too narrow. Find the balance point for your shoulders, then your elbows, and finally your arms. Spread your fingers wide and let them relax naturally. After adjusting your posture, gently shake each body part to find its natural balance. This is akin to shaking your legs or hands to relieve tension. The goal is to relax all muscles until your body feels like a lifeless object. Avoid body parts touching each other, like fingers. You can try tensing all muscles slowly and then gradually releasing them to become aware of each muscle group. With practice, you can control and relax each muscle separately. Eventually, you'll learn to completely let go of your body and calm your restless mind, allowing profound experiences. Minimize sensory feedback from surfaces like the mattress, as this sends signals to your brain about texture, temperature, and pressure. Bathe before meditation, adjust your clothes for comfort, avoid wearing socks, and keep your feet uncovered to reduce sensory input. If using a blanket, avoid covering your feet. Use a fan without direct airflow on your body. Remove any restrictive accessories like watches. If you have a meditation bell, ringing it before starting can cleanse the space, ward off negative energies, and instantly elevate your body's frequency. You might also use organic stones to protect, support deep meditation, increase vibration frequency, and energize your food and drinks. It can be said that a cell, though very small, can transmit a plethora of information to the brain. When many cells transmit information to the brain simultaneously, the brain continuously receives and issues alerts to the body. For example, itching requires scratching, and pain must be endured. This information is constantly transmitted until it is processed. Eventually, it fades away on its own. In summary, all types of senses send information to the brain, causing even the smallest distractions. Reducing sensory input will make our bodies lose sensation, helping you quickly enter a meditative state and soon abandon discriminatory thoughts. At the cellular level, our bodies have over 10 trillion cells. If you pierce point A with a needle and then pierce point B, you will feel pain in two different places. Each cell has enough sensory systems, biochemical systems, and neurotransmission systems. Lying balancing meditation is a method that helps balance the body and eliminates cellular discrimination. Gradually, cell A will recognize that it and the body are one. It no longer distinguishes itself from cells B, C, or others. Your body will gradually adapt to high and low frequencies because our world is a dualistic one. Therefore, a higher frequency corresponds to more heat, more peace, more happiness, and more benevolence. Eventually, your body will be less sensitive to heat and cold. What used to cause intense pain for 10 hours might only be felt for 2 or 3, and over time, your body will become more resilient to the environment. This is the foundation of the immortal 5D body. Additionally, bringing the body into a state of absolute balance makes it like a balanced spinning top that can spin rapidly without wobbling, increasing its vibration frequency. If a spinning top has a chipped edge and you spin it, it will wobble and quickly collapse. Therefore, I need to emphasize how to balance the body meticulously. For instance, if your body is unbalanced during meditation, it will cause your body to shake, and the higher the frequency, the stronger the shaking. Since your body is unbalanced, you won't be able to raise your frequency because the energy is converted into the kinetic energy of body shaking. I consider this vibration as heroic spirit vibration. When your body is balanced, the amplitude of shaking is small, leading to a strong increase in frequency. Your spine is the central part of the body, with all chakras aligned along it. When you raise your frequency, heavy impurities tend to be expelled to the surface. This is the detoxification mechanism for practitioners. The speed of detoxification depends on who you are, how diligent you are, and your frequency level, but it generally takes a few months to a few years. If you pay attention to the Earth's Schumann frequency, you will see that it was 7.83 Hz in the past, but now it ranges from about 60 to 130 Hz. What does this mean? Well, as we are, so is the Earth. Heavy vibrations and impurities are pushed to the surface, causing disasters. Meditation that increases vibrations will help us align with Mother Earth in the planet's ascension process. If we keep pace with Mother Earth, we will naturally survive and accompany Mother Earth on its future journey. Before meditating, taking 3 deep breaths can greatly improve your experience. After that, let go of everything. Don't focus on your breath, and let it flow naturally. Your task is to concentrate, observe your body, and focus on feeling each part until your entire body loses sensation. If your mind wanders, return to observing your breath or body. If your body feels itchy or uncomfortable, observe where the sensation arises, how it develops, and how it disappears. If the sensation doesn't diminish after a while, you can scratch and then continue meditating. It's okay. This meditation method is natural, meaning if energy causes your limbs to move, just let it be. All are energy impulses. Go with the flow. There is a saying, go with nature and nature will go with you. See demons, love demons. See Buddhas, love Buddhas. Do not contemplate, do not imagine, do not use the mind, and do not intentionally act. Doing so will ensure you are safe during meditation. Remember, the law of nature is the greatest law in this universe. Practicing naturally means going with the flow, letting it drift. You are an observer. Whatever happens, you just observe. What comes will come. When the time is right, you will reach point 0, touch the balance point of 8, and escape duality. This method not only develops the body, but also the mind, creating harmonious balance. My experience is to prepare for meditation by letting go of all religious knowledge, personal opinions, desires, and hopes. When observing, you might realize something, feel something, but just keep observing and learning without breaking your meditation. If during meditation old memories resurface, observe them. If emotions arise, observe the emotions. You can practice letting go, forgiving, and sending love to those people. This is learning the soul's lessons and letting go of karma. What I have just presented is the introductory level of lying meditation. When you can lie down and feel that your left hand is misaligned by 1 millimeter with your right hand, that this or that part is not quite balanced, your body has reached a subtle level of feeling. This is step 1 success. When your chakras are opened, you will begin to feel energy entering your body and running through it. You need to channel energy into your body parts, making them vibrate, assess the balance state, and adjust your body to achieve absolute balance. This is step 2 success. When you can feel your heart beating, understand its messages, know the position of swallowed food in your intestines, recognize what your body likes or dislikes, and sense good or bad energy immediately in any place, along with energy states changing during meditation, you can easily identify why energy changes occur. This is step 3 success. This method depends heavily on your subtle perceptions. So initially, you should use the techniques mentioned above to bring your body into a somewhat balanced state. Gradually, as your frequency increases, your perception will increase accordingly, and you may not need those techniques anymore. To further explain why balancing meditation helps us achieve higher energy levels, when you lie down in absolute balance, the energy intake is 10 times greater than when you are not in balance. The reason is that aligned chakras and symmetrical bodies lead to the phenomenon of aligned precession, a divine event in the universe. Our Earth has increased its frequency because the Earth's north-south axis is aligning with the central sun of the Milky Way. Our chakras are energy centers vibrating at different frequencies. When aligned, they resonate, leading to a higher and more refined state of vibration, raising the frequency of the physical body. Note that increased energy intake will raise your frequency, increasing blood vessel pressure, skull pressure, and pressure on all body parts. Therefore, get accustomed to it gradually. If the pressure becomes too high to bear, There is a technique to draw out excess energy while maintaining the state to allow the energy to nourish the body and clear the meridians. Once your meridians are fully open and there are no blockages, everything will be very comfortable. Another experience. When the chakras have opened and the energy flows abundantly, but your posture is not perfectly aligned, you will feel heat where there is a blockage. The task is to continue adjusting that spot until it no longer feels hot, indicating that the blockage has been cleared. This sensation can only be felt by those whose chakras are already open. Beginners won't notice it. Each person's body is different. For me, energy primarily flows upward from the root chakra. When your body vibrates at a high frequency and you feel immense pressure, try the following techniques. 1. Lightly ease out of meditation. 2. Stop focusing on the root chakra to prevent additional energy flow. 3. Withdraw your awareness from the pressured area, reducing focus on it. In other words, forget about it. Gradually, when the energy reaches its limit, a qualitative change occurs. You may hear small crackling sounds or even loud pops. This is the energy breaking through barriers or the astral sheath of each cell, transforming the cells into light. As energy flows through your body, increasing daily, it is like pumping water into a pipe. Your meridians are like empty, tangled pipes. As energy flows in, it expands the pipes, causing the folds to unfold under high pressure, gradually opening up. It feels like worms crawling under your skin, like electric currents. Initially, it affects the larger meridians and gradually the smaller ones. The area where the meridians are cleared will feel itchy, intensely at first, but less so over time. Each person's meridians are different because our DNA is different, potentially very different. The phase where your meridians are being cleared is also a period of intense detoxification. Symptoms may include sneezing, runny nose, itching, hives, many boils, and a sensation similar to being ill but not actually being sick. Meditating before sleep is very beneficial because the body maintains the optimal state. This balanced state naturally increases vibrations without requiring focused effort. I often meditate during afternoon and evening sleep. Lying meditation does not draw attention, so you don't have to worry about curious looks, making it easier to enter a meditative state. Lying meditation can easily lead to sleep, making it more challenging than sitting meditation. However, the greater the challenge, the greater the reward. The more you polish a gem, the brighter it shines. Today you meditate for 1 minute, tomorrow strive for 2 minutes. Gradually, you will succeed. While lying down, pay attention to the sound waves hitting your body. For example, if the speaker is near your feet, feel the sound waves travel from your feet to your head. It's very fast, but if you can sense each moment, it greatly benefits cellular awakening. When all your cells are awakened, you will no longer feel the sound waves but only one state, the state of divine unity. Reasons to choose lying meditation over sitting meditation. 1. The spine is always straight, avoiding a hunched back. 2. No risk of energy blockage. 3. You can easily relax 100% of your body. 4. No numbness in limbs. 5. Meditation can last a very long time. 6. No pain-related distractions affecting meditation. 7. No need for special techniques or skills like full lotus, half lotus, or mudras. 8. Muscles are completely relaxed, making 1 hour of meditation equivalent to 2 hours of deep sleep. 9. It does not attract attention from people around. 10. You won't skip meditation because you always meditate before sleep. 11. You can fall asleep right after or even during meditation. 12. No need to change posture while sleeping. Maintaining the posture still absorbs energy. Lying meditation can be static or dynamic, making it very versatile. How to know if your body is balanced? Pay attention to the following points. Are the vibration amplitudes on the left and right sides equal? Do the rebound waves from the left side of the body to the right and vice versa match? Have you found the most comfortable position for your body while it vibrates? Adjust your body until you reach a point of balance, then stop adjusting and let your body naturally align itself to the most natural state. The benefit of this is that when your body is balanced and you meditate, the energy pours in, causing your body to vibrate. To have a healthy body, we must learn to live in harmony with nature. To live harmoniously with nature, we must understand it. So how do we understand nature correctly? We start by examining the smallest components and work our way up to the largest, from the universe, and assess their relationships within the overall movement pattern of the universe. Where does the universe come from? How is matter formed? Smaller than atoms are particles. There are many types of particles, such as mesons, which are extremely light or extremely heavy particles. Are there even smaller particles? Do they have life? According to the cyclical fluctuation law, cyclical levels, or the law of evolution in nature, matter evolves from low to high, from simple to complex, from uniform to diverse. In general, the most complex and grandest things originate from the simplest, tiniest ones. The universe is a unified entity, a collective that includes systems moving relatively to each other. Lower-level systems revolve around higher-level systems in increasingly wider and more complex orbits. In short, the universe is a unified entity from top to bottom, with motion patterns applied to all matter in the universe, from the largest to the smallest. The essence of the universe is energy, motion, and constant evolution. When you lie in an unbalanced posture, the vibration is very rough, causing your body to move at a low frequency. When you lie in a balanced posture, the vibration amplitude is small and very refined at a high frequency. This method helps increase the vibration frequency of the physical body. As you know, in this era, the body needs to go ahead, and the soul follows. Why is that? Mother Earth is upgrading her body through disasters, purification, detoxification, and will soon ascend to the 4D dimension. To exist on Earth, your body needs to adapt to high vibration frequencies and accompany Mother Earth into the new era. In this universe, the closer we get to the center, the higher the frequency. The greater the frequency of vibration, the greater the energy. The center of the universe can be considered stationary compared to other components in this universe. It is the equilibrium point of the universe, the center of the spiral, the source of energy that supplies and nourishes the entire universe in its movement and development. The point of this is to understand that the closer we are to a state of balance, the smaller the sensory feedback to the brain, making our minds calmer. The calmer the mind, the more energy it receives, and the more energy it receives, the faster we evolve, both physically and mentally. Our universe is a dualistic one, meaning that by nature there are always two sides to every issue, like the two sides of a coin. We always have opposing pairs existing simultaneously, such as yin and yang, black and white, light and dark, happiness and suffering. There are countless such pairs. To discern right from wrong, good from evil, and understand all opposing pairs, we need to study and experience them. This is also the journey of souls to truly understand the nature of each issue. Simply put, if you don't know what high is, how can you define low? If you've never been sick, how can you appreciate health? A mature person is one who has experienced the bitter and sweet of life, understands the essence of life, and makes the right choices to bring happiness to themselves and others. An evolved soul is one that has gone through hundreds or thousands of lifetimes, understands human nature, knows the difference between black and white, good and evil, and chooses the path of goodness and light. Essentially, these emotions can be divided into two parts, negative and positive. Positive emotions always run parallel. There is an old saying, a sad person never sees a happy scene. Our consciousness determines our circumstances. Whether we are happy or sad, the scenery remains unchanged. But when we are happy, everything we see appears joyful. People who are not loved or who harbor negative thoughts, resentment, criticism, hatred towards others, or live selfishly, have low vibration frequencies. Blaming and hating others consume a lot of their energy and create significant pressure on their bodies. Therefore, their vibration frequency decreases, making them susceptible to various illnesses. Vibration frequency is essentially the magnetic field people often refer to. Vibration creates emotion, and emotion creates vibration. These two are essentially one. When you laugh heartily, your body vibrates in a positive pattern. When you are happy, you have a giving nature, whereas when you are sad, you have a taking nature. When you meditate in a balanced state and recognize these emotional vibration patterns, you can recreate them through body vibrations. This is the foundation of the blissful world, where any desired emotion can be immediately felt. Moreover, you can create different emotions through various vibrations or access the universe's emotional bank and enjoy. It is important to note that emotions are created through a combination of different frequencies. When your body can increase or decrease its frequency at will, you can create emotions based on this energy shift. Initially, this might seem strange because this method can generate all kinds of human emotions, while people are seeking states of body and mind peace through charity and helping others. So if applying this method keeps the body always peaceful and happy, making every cell joyful and full of energy, does it really help our bodies evolve? Personally, I think it does. Cancer cells are a form of negative cells. When they are negative, they spread this negativity to surrounding cells, forming tumors. Continuously creating positive states throughout the body is beneficial in transforming negative cells into positive ones, keeping our bodies healthy and disease-free. You should know that when you have 1 billion happy cells, you feel 1 billion small happinesses combined into a great happiness. When you have 10,000 happy cells, you will have an enormous source of happiness radiating from all the cells in your body. This explains why highly advanced practitioners have peaceful, serene minds, and although living in this world, experience the bliss of heaven. Some techniques for controlling the body during meditation. Use your intention to spread to each part of the body and feel the energy in each area that your intention touches. If it's hard to feel, lightly tense the muscles to sense each body part. Practice for a while until proficient, then try to spread your intention throughout the entire body, feeling the energy filling the body. If still comfortable, increase your intention throughout the body, applying pressure until you feel a slight tension, then stop. Focus on observing the phenomena occurring throughout the body. At this stage, you will feel like worms are crawling under your skin, moving like electricity and feeling slightly itchy. Meditating to heal the body and karma makes opening the heart chakra very important because only the energy of love can heal without leaving residual effects. If you can feel your heart beating, maintain that balanced state. If you can't feel your heart, place both hands on your chest at the heart position. Try to feel the heartbeat and focus energy on the heart. Once you can feel it, try to spread the energy from the heart throughout the body, nourishing and comforting each cell. This is the method to awaken cells. Each cell is a living organism with a soul, body, emotions, functions, and duties. Awakening the cells means awakening their purpose, letting them know who they are, why they were born, their duties and functions. To achieve this, we must treat each cell fairly, unconditionally giving love, making them realize that they and the other cells and this body are one, letting go of discrimination. When your cells awaken, they will begin to evolve. The first step is to expel all negative energy from themselves, break through their shell, cell membrane and outer layer to receive energy and move into the light. The physical body does not like shocks, so will transform gradually. This process takes time, and you need to adjust the energy according to your perception to make it suitable. Here are some commands to control the body for practice. I am not this pain. I am not this emotion. I am not these hands. I am not these feet. I am not this body. Increase vibration, decrease vibration, stop itching, be good, heal my body, heal this body. I want to end the meditation. There are many more commands you can come up with and then give. Your task is to observe how your body responds to your commands, and try to learn about the actions of your physical body to understand its operating principles. The process of increasing and decreasing vibrations is an interesting one. It takes you from one emotional state to another in a continuous flow. Typically, each day's experience is different, and each person's experience varies. So, if something strange happens that you don't understand, feel free to comment. Are you feeling the tension of your clothes on your body? Your clothes have folds and your skin is sensing them, isn't it? You notice that, don't you? Are you aware if your waistband is in place? Are you touching the joints of your blanket or mattress? Initially, everything feels normal until some spots start to heat up, indicating imbalance and needing adjustment. Do you feel areas of skin being pulled tight due to your body's weight? Lift your legs and arms, then gently set them down again. Are your fingers touching each other? Adjust them. Before meditating, if you have a habit of cracking your knuckles or toes, do so beforehand to avoid disruptions during meditation. Are you sure there are no active muscle groups? Pay very close attention. Are your buttocks touching each other or being pulled to the sides? Adjust them. Focus on the sound. Try to distinguish the instruments, frequencies, and the details of the sound. Subtle perception helps you enjoy sound much more deeply than usual. Can you sense the locations of your chakras? Start by feeling the 4th, 1st, and 6th chakras. To sense the 4th chakra, heart chakra, you can place your hand on your heart area and the other hand symmetrically. To feel the 1st chakra, root chakra, try slightly tightening the anus. To sense the 6th chakra, place a finger between your eyebrows, slightly tighten your brows. Keep the finger there to clearly feel the location. Then remove it but keep sensing it. If it's difficult, place a small stone or coin at that spot during meditation. Once you can sense the locations of the 1st, 4th, and 6th chakras, try focusing on all 3 simultaneously. Before meditating, eliminate factors that could disturb your session. Address any needs such as using the restroom or washing your face to ensure your mind and body are at peace. This enhances the quality of your meditation significantly. During meditation, if negative thoughts or emotions arise, don't berate yourself with thoughts like, "Why am I so bad? How could I think of something so terrible?" Or "I despise myself." If you cannot forgive yourself, you cannot forgive anyone else. Learn to be an observer, practice letting go, forgiving, and loving yourself. Give your boundless love to the darkest parts of yourself, and they will gradually disappear. Once you let go of something, it will not return. This is learning old lessons and letting go of karma. It's important to understand that when a being dies, the soul leaves the body but carries all the karma of that body. When it reincarnates, the unresolved pain and lessons are still hidden within that soul. These pains and negative emotions are latent in the physical body, and when the time comes, they manifest as illnesses. So, don't be overly confident in your current health. You need meditation. Do you know about the latent illnesses in your body? Meditate, and you will soon find out. After some time meditating, your body will show many signs of detoxification. Initially, the gross toxins are expelled. Visible symptoms might include frequent bathroom visits, pimples, hives, itching, sneezing, and runny nose. After gross detoxification, the fine detoxification stage begins, dealing with substances you cannot see or easily feel. Remember, you are a walking morgue. Everything in this world has a soul, from sand, stones, and pebbles to plants, animals, and even the air. Everything you consume is a form of energy in different states. This energy permeates your tissues, blood, and internal organs. As your frequency increases, you transform it, raise its vibration, and help these souls quickly transcend. This is fine detoxification. The cleaner your body, the higher your vibration. The higher your vibration, the easier it is to access higher realms and dimensions. Why? Because higher realms do not harbor things like greed, anger, ignorance, or melancholy. If your consciousness is low and your frequency heavy, how can you attract good things into your life? Therefore, pay attention to your vibration frequency. If during meditation your energy causes your limbs to move or your body to vibrate to the music's frequency, even dancing, just let it be. This happens when your energy channels are not fully opened. Your limbs are like water pipes, and the water flowing through makes them dance because the pipes are not yet large enough for the amount of water. When your energy channels open and the pipes enlarge, this shaking stops. Many people feel uncomfortable with clothing tags because their bodies are more sensitive. You can consider this an evolutionary trait. Cut off any tags on your clothes if they bother you. As your sensitivity increases, you will find you enjoy food more, need less sleep, but feel healthier. Your body will react to food in two main ways, likes and dislikes. Therefore, you can adjust your diet to what your body prefers. Choose drinks with detoxifying properties. Avoid drinking too much or too little water daily. Too much water burdens the heart and kidneys. Too little prevents detoxification, causing toxin buildup in organs and cells. Ideally, drink about 2 liters of water daily, but this can vary depending on your body weight and condition. Find what amount suits you best. If during meditation your hands or feet go numb, don't worry. Even if you can't feel the position of your hands or feet, it's fine because you know you're in the most comfortable position. Only high energy and vibration can numb the body. When your body parts lose sensation, you move towards unity. This is beneficial because in a unified state, your physical body approaches the wholeness of the cosmos and the universe. You are harmonizing with nature and the universe. When you become a part of this universe, you can connect with it through the law of corresponding resonance. Your light vibration will attract knowledge, luck, and positivity into your life. We are the masters of this body. However, if the cells are not awakened, the body is not awakened, you cannot fully control it. When meditating, if you can command your body, for example, I want to increase the vibration frequency. I want to decrease the vibration frequency. I am not this pain, I'm not this emotion, and your body listens, then you are the supreme master, the deity of your body. Understand that each cell has a series of nerve transmissions to the brain, including sensations like pain, itchiness, heat, cold, comfort, discomfort, and trembling. When the cell obeys you and no longer sends signals to the brain, even though it is still uncomfortable, you have transcended suffering. Why is it so important to eliminate the five senses? Because when there are no more sensations transmitted to the brain, the mind becomes idle. An idle mind is not disturbed and therefore becomes calmer. This method helps you easily control your restless mind compared to other methods. When the body is calm and the mind is at peace, everything around you and within you becomes just energy and vibration. Ideas and knowledge will flow in. Your task is to observe, just observe, do not judge, do not evaluate, and do not try to remember. Why? After you observe A, you will move on to observe B, C, D. While observing, if you accidentally or intentionally try to remember A, you will find that you cannot remember it. Your entire mind is focused on the lesson of the present moment. When you learn something, it is imprinted in your brain. When it is triggered, you will remember everything. Therefore, practice becoming a good observer. You are the expert observer of your body and mind. The more you observe, the more lessons you learn. Any intention or desire will interrupt the meditation session and halt the lessons. That is unfortunate. So I emphasize that you should only learn to be an observer. Learn to gradually let go of everything else. Experience 1. I previously guided you on how to find the balance point of your body when meditating. However, after you start meditating and energy begins to flow in, you should realign the balance position once more. You will notice that your initial position might be incorrect, especially your head and neck. Why? When you first lie down, your evaluation of the body is subjective, with willpower and technique supporting it mostly. Once energy flows in, you will feel the energy running along your spine. Your task is to realign your entire spine to match this energy flow, and that is when your spine is truly straight. Remember, our necks, though short, contains 7 vertebrae out of a total of 24. If any one of these 7 is misaligned, the energy flow will be obstructed, causing discomfort in that area. Pay attention to temperature and stuffiness. Experience 2. Adjust your shoulders for perfect balance. Each person has a unique body balance point, but I will share my method for reference. My balance point is when the line from my shoulder to my elbow forms a right angle with my spine, and the line from my elbow to my palm deviates about 15 to 20 degrees from being straight. After positioning your hands as described, adjust your shoulders to the balance point. You might be familiar with the shoulder shrugging gesture used by Europeans for expression. Our method is somewhat similar but slightly different. Lift your left shoulder while dropping your right shoulder continuously with a wide range of motion. As you do this, pay close attention. You will find a unique balance point. As you reduce the range of shoulder movement, you will reach a point where it clicks into place as if fitting into a shoulder socket. Once it clicks, lightly shake to confirm it stays in place, indicating you have found the balance point. Experience 3. Use your consciousness to increase the vibration frequency of your body first. Create the highest possible vibration to find the absolute balance point, requiring skill. Start by positioning your legs slightly wider than your shoulders in a comfortable stance. Using your spine as the center, alternately sway your hips left and right as quickly as possible. Focus the vibrations down your legs, feeling the return waves with your entire body. If balanced, let the vibrations naturally decrease and reassess by feeling. If not, repeat. Experience 4. During summer, if you have a wooden floor, meditate on it. If it's a stone floor, use a mat to avoid losing heat and energy. Why a wooden floor? It's smoother than a mattress, providing better balance with minimal friction for accurate positioning. Experience 5. If you experience excessive shaking during meditation, lightly tense your body. As you tense, shaking will decrease. Hold the tension until shaking stops without overexerting. This converts gross vibrations into subtle vibrations along your spine, thus increasing your overall vibration. Experience 6. Lightly tensing and increasing vibrations enhances your ability to sense chakras, making it easier to feel chakra positions. Experience 7. Focus on sound, distinguishing instruments and frequencies in the music. Use your mind to listen to all instruments simultaneously, separating them as finely as possible. This requires intense concentration on your mind while releasing your body as much as possible. Experience 8. Listen to music through speakers rather than headphones for better vibration transmission to your body through the floor. Headphones lack this effect and can cause discomfort. Experience 9. Avoid lying directly in the path of fan or air conditioner airflow. Use a ceiling fan if possible, and avoid direct drafts from air conditioners to prevent absorbing negative energy. Experience 10. During detoxification, meditate in the early morning or late afternoon sunlight to expedite the process. If possible, meditate shirtless, facing the sun. Experience 11. Collect a playlist of your favorite music and listen to it daily. Remove any songs that you get tired of and add new ones as you find them. Don't force yourself to listen to something you don't want to. It won't inspire you and won't create positive vibrations, making it difficult to raise your frequency. Keep the volume moderate. Not too loud, not too quiet, as extremes are never good. Experience 12. If you're new to meditation and find it hard to feel the energy, try this method. Place your heels together with your feet splayed to the sides. Although this position isn't as comfortable as keeping your feet shoulder-width apart, it offers high balance. Additionally, in this position, the anus is always closed, which prevents energy from leaking and leads to higher vibrations, making it easier for you to sense this. Experience 13. If you're in a tight or uncomfortable space, you can place your hands over your head without touching each other. This position is also very effective if you align your palms along a straight line extending from your feet. Experience 14. If possible, do some yoga or stretching exercises before meditating. This will make you more comfortable during meditation and allow more energy to flow in. Experience 15. When ending your meditation, take 3 deep breaths in and out gently. Command your body to lower the vibration frequency. Then slowly move your fingers and toes, feeling their vibrations. Once your fingers and toes are okay, gently flex your joints. Next, use your hands to softly massage your face, eyes, nose, forehead, and ears. Slowly move your head from side to side, then gradually roll to one side before sitting up. When you enter the phase of gross detoxification, you may notice an interesting phenomenon. You get bitten by mosquitoes more frequently. It seems you become their target, even if many others are around you. Why? Because the heavy, gross energies are being expelled from your body, and mosquitoes, being bloodsuckers and harmful with low vibration frequencies, are attracted to this. Should you prevent or kill them? In my opinion, no, for the following reasons. 1. Avoid generating bad karma. Mosquitoes, like us, need to learn and experience both negative and positive emotions, such as itching, pain, pleasure, comfort, and relaxation. When mosquitoes bite us, the affected area itches terribly, and scratching brings relief, allowing skin cells to experience both discomfort and comfort. This is the process of feeling both suffering and joy for the cells. 2. Everything that happens to us is due to karma. Before evolving into humans, we were once minerals, rocks, plants, and animals, including mosquitoes. In our mosquito lives, we bit people and animals, causing them pain and discomfort. Now, mosquitoes help us repay that karma, so we should welcome them with joy. 3. Some may ask, should we endure this suffering? Yes, perhaps you should endure it for a while. After the gross detoxification phase, you will no longer get bitten. Why? Because your vibrations have become refined and high, making your body unattractive to mosquitoes. During this detoxification phase, you will attract misfortune, especially if you have a lot of toxins and heavy karma. But don't worry, every experience is a lesson. To become enlightened or achieve anything, you must learn all life lessons. No one can enter university without finishing high school, let alone primary or secondary school. Embrace everything in life as it should be and observe and learn from those experiences. If you don't learn from a lesson, it will keep repeating until you do. When you've learned all necessary lessons, you'll advance. Life is like a school. You must pass tests to move up. If you fail, you retake the test until you pass. Many people talk all day but never listen to advice on awakening because they haven't learned their lessons. The soul, not you, controls this body. It knows everything because it's eternal. You're just a puppet, guided by your soul to learn its desired lessons. Many souls have forgotten their origins and the grand plan of the universe's third pardon on planet Earth 68. This pardon is like the amnesty in earthly prisons. Well-behaved prisoners with good ethics get reduced sentences and return to society. This grand opportunity comes once every 110 million years, related to the universe's evolution. We ended the Pisces duality cycle and entered the Aquarius age in 2012. Earth is upgrading, raising its vibration frequency to move from 3D to 5D. All beings on this planet will also increase their vibrations. Those who can match Earth's new frequency will live in the new heavenly world of our beautiful planet. Another tip for those who can control their physical bodies: use the divine command, "Let my mind spread throughout this body, leaving no place unperceived." When you get angry, you feel energy rising inside your body, making it tense, ready to explode. There are two reactions. You either lash out, creating karma, or suppress your anger, which is dangerous, as negative energy remains within your body, causing hardened areas that block energy flow. When meditating, energy often focuses on these hard spots, causing limbs to move to break up these blocks and rebalance your body. Usually, you may encounter difficulties due to your restless mind. It keeps thinking endlessly from east to west, and then from north to south. I have a technique that can immediately interrupt this stream of thoughts, bringing you into a state of absolute stillness. I will guide you on how to withdraw your awareness from your entire body, a method called soul withdrawal. The method of withdrawing awareness from the body is the opposite of spreading awareness throughout the body. If you can already spread awareness throughout your body, slightly tensing your muscles will help you feel it. For those who are not used to it, after spreading awareness, you can apply the withdrawal method. Withdrawing awareness means letting go of all muscles, all parts of the body, every cell, every thought, every feeling, and every emotion. When you withdraw awareness from the entire body, focus it on your head, taking the upper half of your head from the eyes upwards. Imagine you have completely withdrawn awareness from your body, but you haven't. Continue withdrawing awareness from your body once more, and then again. Keep doing this until you no longer feel your body, all sensations disappear, and all senses become numb. Even though your body no longer feels anything, your mind remains clear. You will find your head crystal clear. Even if you try to think, you won't be able to. An interesting point is that you will notice the surroundings becoming less noisy. The noise caused by the vibrations of your body, which you have experienced for decades due to the vibrations of your cells, suddenly ceases. With less noise, you find music more enjoyable. This is very logical. Why is that? You need to know that your reception of sound has two parts: external sounds and internal sounds. Try covering your ears and hum a little without opening your mouth. Your body has more than 1,000 trillion cells, each vibrating differently with varying frequencies, creating a constant symphony inside your body. But it's just a kind of hum, very faint. It's only when it disappears that you realize how it has been tormenting you for decades. A diligent practitioner can bring over 10,000 trillion cells to the same frequency. What does this mean? Let's describe its benefits a bit. You hear music better. Your mind becomes calmer because you're no longer tormented by over 10,000 trillion cells. You must understand that you are essentially a walking graveyard. Animal souls are experiencing life as cells within your body. They also have thoughts, typically lowly, full of desires and wants. These entities always crave, making your mind jump like a grasshopper. Because they are within you, they influence you, getting closer to the divine because you are placing yourself in a state of the highest concentration. Your brain is glowing. You can raise or lower frequencies at will, depending on your concentration. If your frequency is too high, talking to someone with a low frequency, they won't understand you. Be mindful of others' consciousness and adjust accordingly. Do you know about energy drainers? They always lose energy because their frequency is too high compared to their environment. It's like putting your hand in ice water. Your body loses heat quickly. The principle is the same. Learn to adjust your frequency to match the environment and you won't lose energy. You are very much in control of this physical body. You can adjust vibrations in each part of the body at will. Whether you experience suffering or happiness is up to you, or more accurately, you have transcended suffering even if you might still be ignorant. Have you ever tried accumulating energy? Our body is like a battery. It has its capacity. How much energy can you store in this body? When energy reaches its limit, what happens? Try this method. Lie in a balanced position, as balanced as possible. Remain still and feel the energy. If you feel vibrations, slightly tense your muscles to avoid excessive display. Continuously evaluate your energy state. Generally, it will tend to increase vibrations gradually. When it reaches a certain point, you will notice it slowing down. At some point, you will see it stop increasing. That's your limit. Next, concentrate all your energy on your spine. Start from the root chakra, and it will rise due to the high frequency. This energy will move through chakras 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What do you have now? A state of bathing your body in energy. You will feel your body swelling like a balloon being inflated. Not just feeling it, but seeing it with the naked eye. Your volume will increase by 20 to 30%. Your whole body will almost not touch the ground. Only a few points will. This state usually doesn't last long due to high energy consumption. However, it is very beneficial for increasing the capacity of our battery gradually. Additionally, the body gets trained with the pressure of high frequencies and gradually adapts to it. This proves that you can exist because you will easily adapt to the increasing vibration frequency of the Earth. There will come a time when the Earth's vibration frequency is high enough that the majority of humanity will seem to go mad. They won't understand what's happening. It's like riding an untamed horse. It keeps running while you scream and hit it in vain. Your eyes blur, your head feels like it's being hammered, and thoughts arise rapidly and unexpectedly. How long can you endure such a condition? Start increasing your vibration frequency today.